Was it pouring on you when you
No.
got here?
No, it's not gonna rain, I brought my umbrella.
Oh, good, you've got that.
Yeah,
That's how
I
you
just
ensure
brought
it.
them in.
Just wanna double
That's
check.
kinda like the year, dear.
Do I have your permission?
Snow blower, and then we
Be,
didn't have snow.
would you prefer
That's
not to be
right.
the photo, or are you okay?
You're the predictor, based on your face.
I am really asking.
I'm thinking if I could talk to my board.
You let me.
Okay, sure. You can take my picture.
Are you okay with that?
Having your picture.
She's taking
With
pictures
She loves
today.
having her picture.
Are you okay with having your picture on the?
I'm really asking everyone because I'm the person that's not usually.
I would rather you made other people. But
How about
if I
if
just
you
wind
take
up in the
the
thing
picture,
as the back,
you could.
my back is my best side.
I'll get.
No, you're not gonna get a lawsuit, and I'm not in the witness protection.
You can put a little emoji over her face, like a little emoji,
I totally
a
can.
little heart shape.
I can. I
You're
really
asking
can.
me if I want a picture. Nobody's going to buy one.
Are you okay? I get some pictures later.
Yes.
It's okay.
So, did you say Mike is coming or no?
No, Mike had his face and makeup.
Is he okay? Give him our love.
Yeah,
You know.
so let's see Mike for what it is.
Okay.
What happened yesterday?
He had the face and makeup.
Oh.
Yay! Take him out.
How do you feel about photos, being in a photo?
You being photographed? You can fix your collar first.
She just said that.
It's turned half in, half
I
out.
know people don't usually come to it.
No, he didn't call and ask for money for many of us.
She just poured water on me like I'm
That day's
sweat.
You can make it.
Sure, how good he is.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2 o'clock. We'll get started, and I hope that the live stream is working. I don't know. We welcome people if they're here
But I'm
with
getting my
us.
picture made.
I'm not, I'm,
Your
I'm
elbows
gonna
in
get
it.
out of this, so I'm not distracting your.
Uh-oh. Sorry. So, thank you for coming. So glad you're here. Just want to remind you, everything is a buffet. Take whatever you like, leave whatever you don't for somebody else. Make sure you listen to what feels good to you. And if all you were to do today was just to sit and breathe, that would be a phenomenal yoga practice, and you would deserve all the high fives. So make sure you listen to that. I am very tired and sluggish this week. I'm wondering who else maybe feels like that, or if it's just me. I don't know. So I thought today we could do some energy building, not energy using, energy building type things. So hopefully this will still feel like a nice, easy, relaxed class. Can you just take your hands and start to warm them up, just start to create a little bit of heat? While you do that, you might sort of adjust your feet so that your feet are, all 4 corners of your feet are really connected to the floor. And you might drop your shoulders down a little bit. Start to see if you can find a little length out of the crown of the head. And you're starting to probably create some heat, right? A little bit of heat, maybe even a little bit of energy. So maybe just start by putting your hands on your heart and just take a second there to feel your own heartbeat, check in with your shoulders. You can let your eyes close for a moment, or you can just let your gaze travel down past your nose. And just take a moment to notice your breath, notice how you're feeling today, whatever you're bringing with you today. And it's all good. And maybe right here, let's just take a couple of breaths in that Ujjayi breathing, where you really hear the sound of your breathing. You can also call it an ocean breath. So you're creating a slight constriction in the throat so that you can really hear the breath. So let's just take a couple like that. Let's listen and see if we can hear each other breathing for a moment. Or just listen for your own breathing. In yoga practice, they call that your heart song. Let's just take one more and notice where you feel the breath in and out. As you listen to the sound of the inhale and exhale. And let's take your nice warm palms and let's start to tap some energy up and down the arms. Doesn't seem like it's going to do anything, but it does. And even if it doesn't, it won't hurt. And then take it to the other side. And then you can also find this area back here on the shoulders, nice for loosening tension and bringing some blood flow to that area and switch it up. And we can also tap through the scalp. They've done studies, you know, where if you do this before an exam, you do better.
Gee, I wish I'd done that
They also
50 years
say
ago.
it's better than coffee. I don't know about that, but I think it might be a good accompaniment to coffee. And then maybe let's take the fists to the lower back. You can kind of tap on your low back and sort of up and down. Just whatever feels good there. You can do a little massage. It's supposed to be good for the kidneys, you guys. And you can even tap through the rib cage and the sternum. And all the way up and down the belly. And then speaking of the belly, take your fists and let's bring like sort of two fists to the belly button. And let's do something called a Kalabati breath, which is the breath of fire. So when you do this, it's supposed to bring energy. Let's see if it works. You can give me a wink if it helps at the end. So we're going to exhale with some sound. And as you exhale, you're going to feel your navel drop quickly in toward the spine. And then you'll feel a quick exhale where that bounces back, right? So just see it, just play with it, and listen to what feels good to you. So let's just do a few of those. Here we go. Kind of a rhythmic breathing. And just let everything relax for a second. Just take a second to notice how you feel. See if you maybe brought a little bit of energy into the body. I hope so. And then maybe bring your nice warm hands back to your heart for a second. Drop your shoulders a little bit more. Feel a little bit of weight in your elbows. Feel some nice length out of the crown of the head. See what happens if you lift your sternum up into your hands just a little bit more. See if you can feel that nice connection of your sitting bones at the base of your pelvis to the seat. See if you can feel your head over your heart, over your hips, and your hips in line with your knees, and your knees in line with your ankles. And get one nice big breath, 360 degrees around the torso. And exhale. So we're going to do some half sun salutations today. So this is a technique that you can do when you do it on the floor. There's a lot of bending over, and so today we're going to find a forward fold that feels right to you. So you can start with your hands here. Let's inhale, take your hands up. Really lengthen to the sides of the ribcage. Exhale, bring your hands to the pews in front of you. And you can experiment. Does it feel best to put your hands on your forearms, or does it feel best to stretch long through the arms? Whatever feels good, do that. When you're ready, take your left arm and open it up to the side on your inhale. Exhale as you gently bring it down. Inhale, take it to the right arm. Opening up to the chest, exhale back. And then we're going to inhale, lift the sternum up. So you're sort of creating a little mermaid at the front of the ship here, right? Extending through the spine. Exhale, bring yourself back to your forward fold. Inhale your arms way up, stretch through both sides of the rib cage, and exhale your hands back to your heart. So find whatever version feels good. It depends on how long your arms, your relationship with the pew in front of you, whether you want to go stretchy or you want to go like this. When we come out to the side, sort of feel like you're doing one of those swimming things, if you're a swimmer, right, where you're opening up. You're just creating some space, warming up the body, getting the blood flowing, and most of all, connecting the movement to the breath. That's the most important thing, and it could be any movement, really. All right, so let's inhale, take the arms up. Exhale into your version of the forward fold. Inhale, open through the left side of the body, take the arm way up. And exhale, come back to your version of the forward fold. Inhale, take it open to the other side. Find a stretch that feels really good. Exhale, back to the forward fold. Inhale, come into your little mermaid, where you're lifting through the sternum, extending through the spine. Exhale, back to your forward fold. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, take them back to your heart. Everybody finding a stretch that feels good to you? Just warming up. I'm gonna bring, so that I'm not pretending I have a few, I'll give myself a few. And let's do it again, and feel free to do it in your own time and find any stretch that feels good to you today. Here we go, inhale, arms up. Exhale into your forward fold, make it feel good in your feet. On your inhale, open up to the left side of the body. Exhale, take it back. See if you can hear yourself breathing. Inhale, open up to the other side. Big breath that you can hear. Big healing exhale. Inhale, take it to your little mermaid. Nice stretch through the spine. And exhale, back to your forward fold. Rest for just a moment. And when you're ready, inhale, take the arms up. Nice big stretch. Exhale, hands back to your heart. And you might even feel, for a second, you might feel your own heart beat. Might have changed a little bit. Let's do it one more time. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Take your time. Enjoy every movement. Inhale as you open up to the left side of the body. Exhale, back and rest. Enjoy the rest. Inhale, open up to the other side. Exhale and rest. See if you can hear yourself breathe as you come into your mermaid, extended spine. Exhale, forward fold. Take just a moment here. Just maybe take a couple of breaths here where you really breathe into the low rib cage, where you feel your belly soften, you feel your feet nice and connected to the floor. Let your shoulders really relax, let your jaw relax. And when you're ready, inhale the arms up one more time. And exhale back to the heart. And we're going to do some head and neck stretching. So again, you're just going to find what feels best to you, but I'm going to invite you to take your left hand, and one option is to take it and slide it all the way across your lower back. So you're sort of like, it's as though you're going to grasp onto your opposite elbow. If that feels great, do that. If it doesn't feel great, then feel free to just press with that left hand down into the seat next to you so that we can create a little stretch through the side, right? So find a version that feels good to you, and then take your head and look over that right shoulder. And if that feels good, you can just stay there and breathe. You can also experiment with nodding the head up and down, really slow, and getting a good stretch through the side of the neck. Make sure you can hear yourself breathe, because whatever stretch you're doing is great as long as you're breathing. Big inhale, take the nose back to center, and let that left arm relax down. You may even feel, I feel a good stretch on that side. So same thing on the other side, it may be a little bit different, so just be kind. Whatever feels good, you can slide that right arm now across the low back, or you can just set your hand down on the seat next to you, whatever feels best to you. And then we'll take look over our left shoulder this time. Nice big breath in and out. And feel free to nod the head up and down. Make sure whatever you're doing, you're really getting a good inhale and exhale. And if you feel a little catch somewhere, feel free to send some breath mentally to that spot. Big inhale, exhale, take the nose forward. And let everything relax. Let's take the hands and put them kind of behind the hips if you've got room behind your hips or on the seat next to you. And let's take the nose and let's just make some rainbows, really nice and slow. Make some rainbow shapes with your nose. Really slow, kind of experimenting with what feels best on the neck. See if you can find a little length out of the crown of your head. And use your hands behind your hips to draw your shoulder blades together just a little bit. So you're really supported in this position. And then feel free to take your nose in sort of a smile shape now. So you're going down side to side. Really slow, really kind. Feeling the shoulders drop down away from the ears. Make sure you breathe. And then take it to center so that you're just bowing through the back of the neck, getting a good stretch. Draw your shoulder blades together and down. Big breath in. Exhale and release the arms. And let's take it into some shoulder rolls. So maybe we'll start with your left shoulder. I always have to think about it. All right, so let's just do some small circles, front and back. And as that feels good, if you want to make it a little bigger, feel free. You might want to let your elbow get in on the action so that you're really opening up through the whole shoulder joint. Take it nice and slow. There's like no prize for going fast. So just do what feels good. And then as you want to expand, let the whole arm get in on the action. You can kind of swim the arm up across the front of the body and all the way back, taking up some space. I challenge you to see if I can hear you breathe. In and out. And when you're ready, take that giant circle and reverse it on your big inhale. Really taking the time to feel that nice lubrication in the shoulder. And then you can take that circle to the elbow. So you're making it maybe slightly smaller in the shoulder. And then you can let the hand rest down and let it just become the shoulder again. And then just take a second to close your eyes or let your gaze travel down past your nose and notice what's different about one side and the other. We're going to even it out. So let's take it to the right side. Start with a small circle back, just kind of experimenting with what your shoulder joints want to do today. And small is wonderful. The breathing is really the important thing. So see if you can maybe even breathe in as you take your shoulder up and breathe out as you take it down. And if that feels good and you want to let the elbow get in on the action, then that's great. Feeling that same length out of the crown of the head. So we're going for integrity of the alignment and the breathing, which impacts all our movement and has no downside. Integrity of alignment and breath has no downside. You can let that arm start to get in on the action, nice swimming motion across the body. You might even start to feel a little circle in your hips or your low back. Just make sure it feels good to you, whatever you're doing. And when you're ready, you can reverse that circle. Make sure you get a gigantic breath as you reverse. whatever you're doing, as long as it feels good, you're doing it perfectly, you're doing it exactly right. Really good for the shoulders. We should all do it every day. You can come back to slightly smaller circles, putting the hand on the shoulder, letting the elbow be the focal point for that circle. And then when you're ready, you can let the hand rest back down on the lap and just take it into small circles with the shoulder, which hopefully feels like it's got a little bit more range of motion after some of that. And then take a second, just kind of bobblehead your head and neck, feeling nice and loose. And let's take the wrists, also really important, right? So take a nice circle where you bring your wrists in towards your body and then breathe out and take them away from your body. So most important is that you breathe. Seeing if you can feel that rotation in the wrist, even as your elbows are maybe moving and your shoulders are moving too. Listen to the sound of your breath in and out. And when you're ready, take a gigantic breath and go the other way. Maybe give yourself a little half smile because you came to yoga today, which is so good for you. Such a good thing for all of us to do. And I'm glad you're here. And then when you're ready, you can just let your hands rest on your heart for a second while I turn my page. Oh, this is a good one. This one looks really dignified. I'm glad that it'll be online in perpetuity, me doing this. So let's take, first let's take your hands open in like a starfish. So we're really stretching through the formerly webbed parts of our hands, right? And then maybe close into a little gentle fist. And let's just coordinate that with the breath. So let's exhale as we starfish. Ready? Breath in. Exhale, starfish. See if you can hear yourself breathing. Exhale, starfish. And now we're going to add the fun part, which is the lion's breath. So as we exhale, I invite you to stick your tongue way out and stretch through everything, okay? And, yeah, make sure you're watching this, it'll be good. As you breathe in, I invite you to kind of squeeze the face, squeeze the shoulders up by the ears so that you're creating some tension. Breath in, exhale, lion's breath. Inhale, lemon, squeeze everything up. Exhale, let it all go. One more, you got one more in you? Here we go. Big exhale. Nice. And I have to just do this real quick before I do my next thing. Okay, now let's take the hands behind the head. Now this is a lot. This is a lot already. So if you're doing this, think of the armpit chest stretch that you're getting. Can you find a little lift in the sternum? Can you see what happens if you just gently press your own head into your own hands? Right, so it's already a lot, right? So you can just stay there and breathe, or you can also take one elbow up and stretch through the side of the body. Inhale as you come back to center. Exhale, take it to the other side, pointing that elbow up. Inhale as you come back to center. Exhale one more time. Feel free to let it go at any point if it's too much. Exhale down. And then let's do, if you're okay with this, let's take this into a little cat-cow. So can you round through the spine, draw the navel in toward the spine, round through the shoulders. And then we're going to inhale, come into that kind of mermaid at the front of the ship, lengthening through the spine, lifting through the sternum. One more time. Exhale into your rounded spine. Inhaling into your nice mermaid. Feel your elbows extend each direction. Nice stretch out and then let it all go. Everybody feel okay? All right. We're going to do one more for the arms and upper back. This is our cactus. So it's also kind of taxing. So feel free to just rest at any point. Resting is great. Full-on napping is great. So let's take a gigantic breath as you bring the arms up. Exhale, take them into a cactus shape this time. So sort of like a football tee Do you like how I used football there? Let's inhale, take them up. Exhale back into your cactus. I prefer the nature imagery. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale. See how angular your cactus can be. Can you lift through your sternum? And then on a big breath, can you take it over to one side so you're getting a little spinal twist? Exhale back to center. Feel your feet really nice and connected and strong on the ground. Exhale. Oh, sorry, I meant to inhale. Can we do it one more time? Inhale this side. Exhale, center. Inhale to right. And exhale, center. Take those arms up one more time on an inhale, and then let everything relax. In fact, you may want to come into a little child's pose here. So you can bring your forearms to the seat in front of you, and really relax your head down and get a good rest. Feel the relaxation in your shoulders that you just worked hard with. Feel a nice breath into the low rib cage. Feel some expansion on the inhale and really softening on the exhale. You can come back to this child's pose at any time at all, and you will get a mental high five from me. This is a great place to reset. Everybody listen to one big breath in and one big breath out. And when you're ready, you can come back to your seat, and we're going to walk our feet out just a little bit wider than hip. So experiment. You might need to bring your sitting bones a little closer to the edge of the chair. You can kind of walk around a little bit and see what feels good. And you can put your hands here on the pew in front of you, or you can put them on your thighs, whatever feels good. We're going to take ourselves in around the world. So we're sort of going to inhale, take the sternum forward. Exhale, take it to the side, and then we're going to come through that rounded spine that we did before. But we're just adding a circle so that we're getting into the hips as well. Feel free to make your circle as small or as gigantic as you like. When you come to the back, enjoy rounding through the spine and the shoulders. And then when you come forward, enjoy your mermaid at the front of the ship. Most important is to breathe. So whatever you're doing, it's perfect as long as you're breathing and you feel okay. And when you're ready, on a ginormous inhale, you can take it to the other direction. I challenge you to see if you can hear the sound of your own inhale and exhale. Free to come to a child's pose whenever you want to, no problem. Or just sit and take a wee nap. And when you're ready, you can let that circle start to get just a little bit smaller. Get nice and slow, let it come back to center. Let your shoulders drop down and relax. And with these nice wide feet, let's take another, just a simple cat-cow. So you might want to put your hands in front of you. And you can take yourself into your little mermaid on your inhale, then exhale, round through the spine. Giving some relief to the low back. Hopefully it feels good on your low back. Finding that same connection with the feet. Let's just do one more in each direction, and then we're going to come to our child's pose and do a little stretch. So feel free to relax down into your child's pose. And now that we're a little bit warmer, I invite you to either stay here or take your left arm up and open it up again to the side, just like we did in our sun salutations. Maybe you get a little bit more opening on this side now that you've moved a little bit. And then let's take it to the right side. Reach through the fingertips. Exhale, take it back. And then if it feels good to you, you can walk. I'm going to try to demonstrate this. You can take your hands on the pews, and you can walk your hand over to the left side so that you can get a good stretch through the side of the body. If you run out of pew, feel free to just stretch. There you go. And find what feels good there, right? Feel free to kind of cat-cow here if that feels good. And when you're ready, you can walk it back to center. And then walk your hands, pretend I have a pew here. Walk it over to the right side, stretching through that side of the body and the hip. Inhale, exhale, walk it back to center. And here's something brand new we haven't done before. Now you know that you are more than welcome to just do a child's pose or sit there and relax. But if you would like a little extra stretch in the hip, check in with your feet, make sure they're nice and wide, and then take your left hand and reach gently down toward the right foot, right? So you can kind of be in child's pose with the upper body, and you do not need to touch your toe, just have the intention of going there. Big breath in, big breath out. And let's switch sides. So you can bring your right hand back up to the pew, kind of come into child's pose. If it feels okay, take that, take your right hand, so you're resting on your left, and take your right hand down towards your left foot. Let's see how that feels. Let's switch sides. You can also just reach down to the floor. It doesn't have to be toward either foot. It can just be reaching down toward the floor. See how that feels. Inhale, switch sides. And if you're not sure what I'm doing, don't worry about it. Just get a good child's pose or an around the world or a cat-cow. And let's just come back to that child's pose, everybody. Big breath in, big breath out. Nice stretch through the hips. This is a great hip stretch, even just by itself. When you're ready, press actively into the feet, draw the navel into the spine, and lift yourself up to your regular seat. You can walk your feet back in so that they line up with your hips. Now let's take a little stretch for the back of the legs. So I always have to move my sitting bones closer to the edge. You may find you need to do that because we're going to stretch our left foot out in front of us. So you can kind of slide it out in front, walk it out, whatever feels good, and then press through the heel and draw your toes towards your face. Okay? And really press through your other leg. Then see if you can actively engage through the thigh muscles so that you're not putting pressure on the back of your knee as you stretch the whole leg. So this is a right engaged stretch, okay? And if that feels good, you can just stay there. You can also come into your child's pose and get a little deeper stretch in the back of the leg. Feel free to experiment. This should feel good. It should not be painful. So if anything's painful, just back out of it with breathing and find a version of a stretch that feels good to you. Inhale, draw the navel into the spine. And we'll lift up through the sternum. And let's draw that foot back and just notice the difference. For me, there's a real difference now between one side and the other. And let's slide that right leg out in front, or whatever leg you didn't do. We're going to sort of press actively into the heel, draw the toes toward the face, and then really engage through the thigh muscles so that we're not collapsing down into the knee. And you can just stay here with a nice long spine, or you can come into your child's pose and get a little bit more stretch in the back of the leg. Feeling the knee nicely aligned over the ankle, so you're making one long line with your leg. And when you're ready to come out of that, inhale, draw your navel in toward the spine, and lengthen it up. And let's just draw the foot back. And I wondered today if we can do some pulses, leg pulses. You're welcome to send hate mail if you don't like this one, okay? So let's press actively into the right foot, and let's feel as though we're gonna puppeteer that left leg up. So you're drawing your navel into your spine, you're lifting up through that leg, and then just see what happens if you just gently pulse. Just gently pulse. You're lifting that leg up. You're drawing the navel into the spine, you're finding length out of the crown of the head. However small the movement is, it's phenomenal, love it. This is an abdominal engagement as well as leg muscular strengthening. And when you're ready, just get a good breath in and then let everything set it back down really gently, like you're setting a baby down. And then let's ground through the left leg this time. I hope I said the right and left. Did I? Okay, and then we're gonna puppeteer the right leg up this time, drawing the navel into the spine, and then just pulsing on that. Feel free to hold on if you like. Feel free for the pulses to just barely be there. It doesn't have to be a lot. This is really good, but make sure you keep breathing. It's easy to hold your breath when you do this. Make sure you're breathing. Really good strengthening. And then when you're ready, get the biggest breath you've had all day. Exhale, gently set that foot back down. And then take a second to go ahead and massage your thighs. Normally we start with some massage, and I forgot, so let's give it a little massage. You can also tap to bring in some energy and blood flow to the legs. Feel free to come all the way to the bottom of your leg and all the way up the inner thigh. No downside. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to round through the right leg. Right leg. And we're going to lift through the left leg, puppeteer that left leg up. And if you like, you can grab under your thigh for this. You can also just hold it, whatever feels good. And just point and flex that foot a few times. See if you can have really good alignment integrity. So the toes and the ankles are really in line with the knee. The knees really in line with the hip. Whatever you're doing is great. Feel a little bit of lift in the sternum. And then take your ankle in a couple circles. If you're doing okay, feel free to put it back down gently at any point. No problem. Big breath in, biggest breath you've had all day. Exhale, gently set that foot back down. Take a second to just notice what might be different, one side from the other. And then let's round through the left leg this time. Really sort of feel like you're actively pressing through, like you're gonna stand up on that leg. And then let's puppeteer the right leg up. You can grasp it under the thigh if that feels okay, or you can just hold it and hold on to the pew, whatever feels good to you. And we're gonna point and flex. Really lovingly pointing and flexing with the inhale and exhale. Going for integrity of alignment. Some lift out of the crown of the head, lift in the sternum. You guys are doing great. This is a lot of work. So many high fives to you. We're gonna rotate the ankle one way and then rotate it the other. So important. So this can support us when we walk. Biggest breath you've had all day. Exhale, gently set it down. And I know that you'd like to be done, but we're not done. Okay, it's a choose your own adventure, however, buffet. Choose whatever you like. You can go back and repeat any of that. You can child's pose. You can just sit there and breathe at any point, or you can join me for the next one. It's totally up to you. So let's round through the right leg first. Draw the navel into the spine, find a little lift, maybe a little bit of smile. Then we're gonna puppeteer the left leg up. This time I invite you to hug your knee in. You know that you can also just sit there. You can grasp under the thigh, all good. And then we're just gonna squeeze into the knee, get a good stretch here. If you like, you can lovingly take that foot and draw it across your right leg so that you're coming into a little pigeon's pose, a little half pigeon. You can also just put it back down at any point. Whatever you do, go for alignment, integrity, and breathing. Whatever you're doing is really quite perfect if you attend to those things. If this feels okay to you and you'd like more stretch in the hip, then you can come into your child's pose here, right? And whatever stretch you're getting, it is exactly right. See if you can find the connection from the hip to the knee to the ankle of the rounded leg. See if you can find a hip stretch in your left hip that feels great to you. And if you're just breathing there in child's pose, you're nailing it. And when you're ready, big breath, biggest breath you've had so far. And exhale, lengthening up, and then we're gonna lovingly, hey there, we're gonna lovingly hug that knee back towards the chest. and then lovingly put it back down. And then we gotta definitely even it out. So let's ground through the left leg this time. We're gonna hug to the right leg up and invite you to hug your knee into the chest in whatever way feels good to you, or grasp under the thigh. And if that feels okay, I invite you to lovingly take your baby of a foot across the left leg, right? And you can just continue to hug, and that's awesome. If this stretch feels good and you know you're beautifully aligned hip to knee to ankle, then you are welcome to come into a little child's pose if that feels good. It is totally normal for one side to be very different from the other. So just listen to what feels good in your body today. Big breath in wherever you are doing it perfectly. So just big breath in, big breath out. And when you're ready, you can inhale yourself back up to a nice tall seat. Lovingly scoop your foot up. Big breath in as you hug your knee back in and set it down. You did so great. Just take a second to rest here. You can let your hands just relax on your thighs. Let your eyes close or let your gaze travel past your nose. Drop your shoulders. Feel that nice length out of the crown of the head. Slight lift in the sternum. Head over heart. Heart over pelvis. Pelvis in line with the knees. Knees over the ankles. Toes straight out in front of the ankles. Get a good breath in and out. And we're going to come to stand. You also can abstain from standing. No problem. You can always just sit and do child's pose. You can repeat any stretch that you did that felt good to you. Hopefully there was at least one you'd be happy to repeat. But if you'd like to come to standing, see if you can actively press through your feet, all four corners of the feet. We're going to draw the navel into the spine, so important, and then we're going to lengthen up out of the crown of the head as we press up and standing. Beautiful. And I wonder if you can come into a little superhero pose temporarily here. You put your hands on your hips. You lift actively up through your sternum. You drop your shoulders down as though you're sort of maybe squeezing a pencil between your shoulder blades. Big breath in, big breath out. See if you can find some activity in the inner leg. So it feels like there's energy in the inner leg. Really, really strong. One more breath in and out. And you can either stay here to take our hip circles, or if you want any extra support, it is awesome to put your hands on the pews because they are not going anywhere. So they are really great support. See if you can sort of take your hips out in front and over to the side and then all the way to the back. So you're not just performing a circle for my benefit, but you're just exploring what a total 360 hip circle feels like to you. And it can be as small a 360 as you like. Now make sure you're breathing. I suggest breathing as you come to the front, exhaling as you go to the back. Probably the most important thing you can do. So if you're going to do one thing at home, maybe make it this. And then when you're ready, inhale, take it to the other direction. Really feeling the hips going to the side and the back. And listening to your body, whatever feels good to you, you're nailing it. And then let's let those circles get a little smaller and you can come back to center. Just take a second to feel that superhero stance again. You can keep your hands wherever they are, but just feel that lift up through the front body, drawing the shoulder blades together, nice strong stance. And then let's see if we can try, this is a Qigong technique. It's a body wave or a spinal wave. And you're probably gonna go, huh, weird, but just give it a go. See how it feels. So we're gonna sort of start at the legs. We're gonna find that nice strength of the legs. And we're gonna sort of start to wave. Hey, you, come and wave with us. So we're just sort of making a nice wave as though you're, you know, one of those things people used to keep on their desk, a little art wavy thing. I should have looked that up before I came so I would know what to call that thing. Just a really nice, and you can, if you feel good and balanced, you can let your arms get in on the action. This is great for energy in the body. Dawn loves it. I can tell. This is definitely one I want to see in church on Sunday because I want to see a lot of
She's really gonna be
a lot of this
surprised
kind of
when we
thing.
do it.
Well, and you can see it's making everybody smile and laugh, right? So even if it's just doing that.
Oh,
All right, and then let your
when we
wig
pass
just
the
come to a
peas, we
stand.
start.
Yeah.
It's a wave.
What are you
It's
doing?
perfect. I'm gonna choreograph church very soon. That's my goal eventually. All right, and then you can just come to your sitting. We're just gonna do a super simple tree pose today. No balancing the leg on the other leg or anything like that. We're just gonna puppeteer one up. So ground through your right leg for a second and then puppeteer your left leg up so that you're just lifting your leg to a comfortable height. See if you can feel your hips shining forward like headlights. And if you feel good without the pew, you are welcome to experiment with some balance. You might find a little focal point out in front of you, not me probably, but something right in front of you that you can just send your eyes lovingly to that gaze. And whatever you're doing, it's perfect. Feel free to hold on at any point. Feel free to, wave a little bit, not a problem. You can also take your hands up. Be like a tree, no problem. I'm focusing on the exit sign. Hopefully everybody has a focal point. Big inhale, biggest inhale, exhale, and then lovingly put that foot down. And shake out your legs a little bit. And then let's ground through the left leg this time. We're gonna puppeteer our right leg up, just to a comfortable lift. It doesn't have to be high. And then you're invited to play with your balance. You can also just stand there and hold, that's great. Find a little focal point in front of you, minus the exit sign. You can bring your hands to your heart. Feel your own heartbeat. You can take one hand, that's terrific. Take your hands up if you like. Relax your shoulders. Be a tree swaying in the wind. Be a tree that's very still. Your tree is wonderful, whatever you're doing. And then you can bring yourself back down to the pew to put your foot back. Excellent. And then let's come to a seat that's really lovingly done. So we're going to draw the navel into the spine, find a little bit of that superhero stance. Feel free to hold on. Send your sitting bones back toward the chair. Press through the feet, lengthening up out of the ground. Wonderful, wonderful. We're going to do a circle of joy, and then we'll do Shavasana. Okay, so the circle of joy, we bring our hands together at the heart. Take a second to feel your own heart beating. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale. Exhale, interlace your fingers and take your palms out in front of you as you round through the spine like our little cat-cow. Inhale, take the palms up toward the ceiling. Exhale, take your whole thing over to one side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the other side. Make sure I can hear you breathing. Inhale to center. Exhale, send some energy out the fingertips as you bring your arms all the way, your hands behind your tailbone. You're invited to interlace your fingertips there and draw the shoulder blades together as you lift to the sternum. Big inhale, exhale, the hands back to the heart. So you're welcome to do that to any degree you like. It can be as small or as big a movement as you like. And the most important is you coordinate it with the breath and that you keep some integrity of the alignment. If you do that, you're cool. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, interlace, and the palms out in front of you as you round through the shoulders. Inhale, take the palms up toward the ceiling. Smile a little bit. Exhale, down to one side. Inhale. Exhale, just a little bit down to the other side so you're not collapsing. Inhale to the center. Exhale, send some energy out the fingertips as you take your hands all the way behind the tailbone. You're welcome to interlace them there so you get some good stretch through the armpit chest, lifting through the sternum. Big inhale. Exhale, hands back to your heart. So we're going to do it together. I'm going to stop yakking and you can just do it in your own time. Feel free to do it with me or, just go with your own breath. Here we go. Inhale. we invite you, if you feel like you have it down, to close your eyes this time. If it feels good. Here we go. And wherever you are, you can feel your heart beating. You can close the eyes or let the gaze relax. Drop the shoulders down. Take a couple breaths that you can really hear and notice where you feel the breath coming in. Where do you feel the expansion? Mostly in the abdomen, maybe, or the chest. Maybe you're just aware of the breath coming in and out of the nose. Take a second to just observe your breath. Observe how you feel. And you've done so well. So let's come into our Shavasana. You're invited to find a spot on the floor. If you want to lie down on the floor or the pew, you can come into your child's pose. But that may not feel good for the whole time, so feel free to adjust. You can also use a pillow and put it behind your low back and just come into a nice seat where you sit with your back up against the back of the chair. So it's just a nice supported, restful position where you can really let yourself relax. And for a second, maybe I just invite you to think about a heart shape. And I wonder if when you inhale, if you can imagine your heart shape really expanding. And as you exhale, that heart shape gets smaller but more concentrated, more colorful, deeper. So let's just inhale and exhale with that image of a heart that's expanding. And on the exhale, it's growing more concentrated and more inside of you. So you can imagine that as you inhale and you expand through that heart shape, you're drawing energy in. And as you exhale, you're keeping some of that lovely energy inside of you. If it helps and you're in a position where you can do this, you can even use your hands to show the inhale expanding, the heart expanding. And then exhaling back down to its small, little concentrated, small heart. So we're really seeing if we can deepen the inhale and exhale, and we can stay with the inhale all the way to the end, and the exhale all the way from the beginning to the end. And whatever you're doing, it is perfect. You're just noticing your own breathing. Listening to the sound of the inhale and the exhale. Let's get one more breath where you expand your heart. See if you can fill the room with the size of the heart. And see if you can feel all that energy flooding your body as you exhale. And I invite you to let go of that image and just to start to think about your body from head to toe so that we can soften a little bit more specifically. You can start with your scalp, feeling a nice relaxation that travels from your scalp down to your ears and your forehead, between the eyebrows. See if you can feel that melted, softened feeling to your jaw and your tongue. All the way down the back of the neck, into both shoulders, all the way down both arms to the elbow, to the wrists, and all the way out all fingers. See if you can find that softening in the belly and the lower back. A little melt in your hips. And let that relaxation travel down to your knees. And all the way down to your ankles. And all the way out your toes. Take one more conscious breath all the way in, and exhale and really let everything go. And then you can also let go of breathing in any specific way. You can just take a few moments to really rest, nowhere to go, nothing to accomplish. Letting the nutrients of all the wonderful work you just did settle into your body. Softening anywhere you might feel a little tense. Letting that go. I invite you to wish yourself a little loving kindness. The first recipient of loving kindness is ourselves. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. May I be safe, be happy, be healthy, live with ease. And when we wish that we live with ease, it just means may everything not be such a struggle. May day-to-day life be a little easier. Now we'll wish that for the whole world, so we'll extend our embrace to all beings. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings live with ease. May all beings be safe, be happy, be healthy, live with ease. Whenever you're ready, you can start to wiggle your toes ever so slightly, fingertips. Start to move the shoulders and the neck a little bit, bat the eyelashes open. Finally, let that cough out that you were holding in that whole time, hopefully not. And I thank you so much for coming to practice today, and it's so lovely to see you come in anytime. Love it. Namaste. Thank you for coming. Say it again.
It was a good nap.
Couldn't hear her.
It was a good nap.
It was a good day.
It was a good rest. You got a good rest?
Yes.
Okay, good, excellent. And then we can do that, then we can, it has this ripple effect, right? Like anytime somebody practices yoga or practices breathing, it impacts the next person that they interact with, right? So I commend you for practicing yoga. It is excellent and wonderful, and you are a joy. And I'll see you guys next week. I think next week, we have 2 more classes.
Okay.
2 more classes for summer. And then if people are interested, we can continue in the fall, maybe starting in September or something like that.
Mike, you're not coming because we interviewed today. Last time.
I'm so sorry, I have to get closer.
I can see you're not
Mike
moving.
can't come with the rest of the classes because we can believe we thought it was here.
Oh, okay, so he'll have to have some modifications.
No, he can't remove the iron for the one who comes with this.
What will they recommend for rehabilitation? And,
No, just going to rest.
yeah, just take rest.
Yeah, that's what's hidden.
Oh gosh, okay, we're gonna send all our love.
Living here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago. Like, we have to move.
For good healing and good care, and I'm gonna stop this live stream here.
That's all right, we can bring them back.
Well, it didn't rain yet.